Anaiis, Salles, Patreon Sage. Welcome to my channel. Thank you if you're a new or returning visitor, and especially thank you so much to my new subscribers. I appreciate your checking in on these videos from time to time. If the information that I have for you as a twin flame or someone on a sacred union journey does not resonate, please go forth, because there are so many other readers who are approaching that topic, and everyone has their different style, everyone has their different way of communicating the information. I don't channel, I don't deliver channeled messages, I just translate current energies that are in the environment. How can I say that? I'll give you an example. Because of where I am in my my growth and development over the last couple of years, especially around the issue of frequency and DNA activation and frequency, I have developed this skill, like when my Wi-Fi signal is running low, or I'm trying to watch a movie and I'm getting the message, you know, there's not enough bandwidth. All I have to do is touch my computer and instantly that situation changes, because I have a lot of wattage and I can literally feel and see myself just pulling in the information that I want to come through my computer. I literally pull it in through the air with my intention, attention, and touch on my laptop. And after the last couple of timeline merges, I haven't even had to touch the machine for that to happen. So when I say to you that I'm translating current energies, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm pulling the information in from the available incoming energies from Source and from Gaia, and from the beings that are assisting us in our major leap in evolution and mutation. We are mutating. And then I translate that into, what does this look like in your twin flame dynamic, or more importantly in your sacred union dynamic, where you understand that you are becoming a beautiful living broadcaster and co-creator with and for Source. So click off if that's time for you to go now, and thank you very much for stopping by. If this does resonate for you, please like, share, and comment, and let a few other people know. I'm working to grow this channel because we're coming to the end of 2019. Things are kicking up really quickly, and we are going to be hit with wave after wave after wave after wave of energy, and you want to sort this out before you don't have time to adapt physically for when the counter anti-life technology of 5G rolls out, and you'll find yourself completely surrounded by those frequencies and not able to have a choice of whether or not that's how you want to live. So I suggest that you hang in, figure it out, and if you'd like some assistance from me in that regard, I've been doing this work for a long time. I'd be happy to help you. The information is in the description box. And, I can also do a personal reading for you, but in my readings, I do not I do not channel, translate. I do not channel, and I translate current energies as they are coming in the moment. So it's always going to be fresh information. It's always fresh. It's always new. Source is always fresh and new. I'm not going to be able to tell you about your future. I can give you general trends of where the energy is leading us. You may or may not choose to go there. I cannot translate current energies for how your sacred union counterpart feels about you. If you are seeking that information, that's information you can access from within yourself. And if you don't know how to do that, then we should probably, spend some time together off YouTube, and I can help you with that. So this is about where the current energies are, what the broader dynamics may be for you personally, what you may be looking at in terms of upcoming spiritual work, emotional work you may be focusing on. And because we are in a situation that is so dynamic and people are moving quickly into our lives and quickly out of our lives as we're cleaning up karma, I can share some of the dynamics, but again, they're never going to be more than a few days of current information. So while other people recognize that, energy is timeless, and I agree with that, when you encounter my information, hopefully will be at a time in your journey where it is supportive, beneficial, and helpful for you. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to start with this part of the reading first, and then I am going to do an extended where I go into more of the information about what's been happening in the dynamic and what some of the actions and outcomes and choices that'll be presented, from which you may or may not recognize. But if you're paying attention to your inner dynamic, to your inner spiritual life, a lot of this is going to make sense for you. This is the Swan card, and for me this is the card that symbolizes mirror work and looking at our sacred union counterparts and doing this soulful evolutionary work every day. It's every day. Occasionally you get a day off. I had a day off today. I got to sleep most of today, which is beautiful because the information that came in, the current energies are we're about to move through another wave of really dynamic opportunities for growth and change. So here we have that confirming card. Now, here we have the energies for divine masculine. And the light is changing. I may flip my light on in a few minutes because we're coming into sunset here. And earlier the light was too bright on the cards, and now it's going to be a little bit too dark. But let me see if I can get through this, where the current energies are for divine masculine. This is where the divine masculine is emotionally. This is where he is physically in his 3D embodiment, if he is in the 3D embodiment, and this is where his spiritual energy is. So we'll begin with that. We have the oyster in terms of his emotional space, divine masculine. Here you are. You are integrating a lot of new information and ascension codes and DNA activations and awakening insights. So you are keeping to yourself, and you're a little bit clammed up right now because you're being reorganized and you're not even sure yet how to organize your thoughts or your words to express what it is that you're experiencing. Next we have bear, very grounded, very protective, very aligned with a sense of being part of a collective of awakening men, masculine energy, gender not specific, but male energy that is coming on board to adopt a position of protection of both femininity and protection of our beautiful planetary being Gaia, and this is new. And then we have for your spiritual placement here you are as the firefly, a very bright, and you may feel little light, but you are bringing love to this little light, and so it will shine brighter and brighter and become more of something that you can see and recognize, and simply allow it to be there and to grow and to trust that this is an expression of who you are. And learning to trust that takes quite a bit of experience, and you've got to test and validate, get information coming in from your intuitive self, and then you have to test it. And if it turns out that you get an answer for something and that answer proves to be false, then that's a best indication ever that you have shadow work to do, because something is interacting with you that is not telling you the truth. And so you need to find out what part of you that is. So here's your little light of truth shining, And here you are looking right at it and paying attention to it and learning from it. Meanwhile, in your emotional space, you're just quiet because you're focusing on this other work right now. And your divine feminine self needs to appreciate that this quietness isn't a separation. It is you focusing on your path. For the divine feminine, here you are in your emotional space. And here it's a combination of emotional and physicality, because in this card, Dragonfly, this is all about where you are in dealing with the changes in mental patterns and intellectual constructs as you are moving through this portal of allowing yourself to be freed from thoughts, judgments, and ways of interacting with the world that are not heart-based. And you're balancing that with learning how to adapt and use your ability to tap into pure energy currents and use those wisely in your interactions with other people as well as interactions with yourself. And then we have the Phoenix card, and Phoenix is absolutely burning off any part of your subtle body structures, any part of your emotional dynamics that have been limitations for you or have been sources of pain or have generated you thinking about yourself or imagining yourself in ways that are unkind, truly unkind and unloving. I work with a lot of clients privately, and it's a beautiful moment when we get to this point in the work where a client can share with me and admit the depth of their self-hatred, because that's when the deepest work begins, and that can take quite some time to unfold. And it's such a beautiful moment when that happens, because acknowledging that we have all been educated in how to hate ourselves and how to hate each other is the major transition into coming into source reality and source truth. And this is happening right now for a lot of us, that we're combining our purged physical and emotional beings, and this is the starfish. I mean, this is regenerative. This is a creature that can rebuild itself and heal itself. And then we have the beautiful energy of the dragonfly moving through this portal of deeper awareness and having the courage to explore what is inside of that space when we enter it, and then having the beautiful power of intentionality around being and living in the truth, supporting our ascension journey, our sacred union journey, and the twin flame adventure. So this is where you are this week, Divine Feminine, and this is really exciting because this means you're ready to take on what the next set of waves, downloads, however, whatever language you want to use, when that comes to you and it comes for you, you're going to be in a position of alignment and steady, quiet strength and power to interact with that information and respond to it. So this means you're going to be ready to make new choices. You're going to be ready to look at changes in your life, big and small. And you're going to be ready to notice the impulse that you have to make those changes. And you're going to feel where there's any kind of a little line of fear that you have to step over, to go forward and step over and say, yes, I'm going toward that. That feels authentic to me, and I'm going to test it out. And take small steps. Take small steps and test and validate. Small steps and test and validate. And this is how you build a trusting relationship of an internal spiritual North Star, a guidance mechanism inside you that you can rely on. But when you are able to recognize that the self-hatred is there, then you know, then you're really completely clear that your inner guidance system has malfunctioned. And that's an incredibly important piece of information. Okay, so in a way, you and your sacred union masculine energy are reflecting the same kind of focused attention to loving and living light that is here to help you make your transition into your most beneficial soulful evolution and choices. So that's where we are for current energies. Now this is interesting because we have in between these two, divine masculine and divine feminine, we are working through these current energies of challenges and healing dynamics. We have the Three of Swords. So the Three of Swords is coming into a deeper level of understanding how your heart or your spirit has been disrespected, intentionally hurt, unconsciously hurt by others, but there's damage here, and you're finally reaching the point in this last most recent timeline change. And this I feel will be for people who are kind of finding themselves newly on the journey, where you're able to have the strength and a sense of being empowered enough here with the Magician to take this work up in hand and literally pick it up as you would a mirror, look at yourself, see it clearly, and see all of the hologram of that story of heartbreak. And that's what the Magician is bringing you. It's bringing you being empowered to, in a way, rise up into a broader perspective and to bring the energy of recognizing that you've been hurt and then making the choice to heal that hurt and turn your greatest wound into your greatest gift. And the Magician, or the conscious co-creator here, with all of the earth elements and so much support, loving support from Source, is here to help both parties in this union dynamic come into alignment with this. Now remember, this is not necessarily a romantic journey. Twin flames tend to think of it as it's a romance. It's going to be a he-she or a she-she or a he-he thing. And you're going to become partners, and you're going to become lovers, and you're going to get married, and you're going to live happily ever after, and you're going to be super loved up, and nobody's ever going to be as loving and incredible with you as your twin flame. Well, it's not necessarily going to work out like that. This is about soul evolution. So this dynamic could be going on between siblings, could be going on between parents and children, other family relatives, good friends, deep friendships, soul connections, and it can also express as a dynamic that will end up being some form of connected, heartfelt, co-creative relationship that will be new, and it will not end up looking like your mother and father's marriage. And maybe you're fortunate and your mother and father had a good marriage and you got to see that. Most people don't. So this is the energy that is the challenge in the current energies between divine masculine and divine feminine, to come into union and alignment about healing these hurts, so that everything that moves through you moves through with clarity and moves through without a hidden agenda for getting needs met that you are intended to have met by Source. And for you to wake up to recognize that those needs can and will be met by Source when your system is clear of distortions. Okay? And that does not mean being perfect. Absolutely not. All right, so that's what's between the divine masculine, divine feminine. And then just what is at the spine, what is at the core of the dynamic this week. Coming into the new moon energy, which will begin tomorrow, Saturday, the 28th of September, we're coming into the season of Libra, and here we have the influence of justice for those of you who are aligned with the archetypes of astrology. So justice is supporting the current energies and your opportunities this week to use them wisely to get your soul work done. And here we have death. And this is a beautiful card because this is the clarity of recognizing that what justice brings in and says to you, it's time for this to be composted. Compost it. Don't wait, don't hesitate, don't worry about it. Trust in your ability to take the guidance that something needs to be shifted and released and composted so that it can regenerate into something that is beneficial to your soulful evolution. So this is a very powerful card. These are all major arcana that are supporting this journey in the current energies. I would say probably through the first couple of days of the new moon. And here we have the High Priestess, and this is a beautiful, feminine, intuitive energy, and she is, in the tarot, she is said to have secret knowledge, and she doesn't share it much, and she can be very, very instrumental in providing answers. And here she's sitting on the new moon. So I think this is a really beautiful and appropriate card to come out as giving an indication that should you choose to allow new moon energies, the archetype of the new moon energy to be used for your benefit, divine feminine and divine masculine coming into balance with your own inner high priestess, you're going to have an opportunity to do this, to look for answers and information, ask really specific questions and get really clear answers. And you know, you want to have journals when this is going on. And when this happens, you won't be channeling. You'll be getting information from your higher self, not from something that is an alien to you or is not part of your own soul matrix. Very important thing to remember. And here, lastly, we have out the Lovers. And this is the, you have Justice, and you have the High Priestess, and you have Death and Transformation, all here now in support of the Lovers. And these are people who love life. They love each other. They love creation. This is, remember, Lovers is a big, big, big word. So this is bringing you into the opportunity to experience bigger love, more abundant love. And you have these very powerful energies in the current wave that has come in the last 2 days. I mean, I literally had to sleep all day today because I knew there was a timeline change coming. And I've been feeling where it might impact me in terms of my own personal process. But I was wiped. I mean, I basically slept all day today. I was completely wiped, exhausted. And my life isn't that busy that I should have been that just like, bam, down for the count. But during that time that I was sleeping, I was also having very vivid and very instructive dreams about what the current energies are doing in my life and in my soulful evolution. So here we have the Lovers. Okay, so I think that's going to be it for this general reading. And then if you're interested, great. You can go to the extended reading using the link in the description box, because there's another story to tell here. Here we have out the King and Queen of Cups. And so for those of you who are in a intimate partnership or a loving and dynamic relationship, and you've met your sacred union counterpart, or you've met the person that you're currently identifying as your twin flame or twin flame catalyst, there's more information here about what this King of Cups is going through and what this Queen of Cups is going through in the current energies, and what is the dynamic between the two of you. So if you're interested in that, follow along on the extended reading. And this is if we part company for the day. Thank you very much for watching. I hope just having an understanding of what kind of energies are supporting you and what's in the bubble with you and your sacred union counterpart or your twin flame what is in the bubble that you two are working on. And I will share with you, because this information is relevant to everybody, whether you're going to view the extended or not. We have the horse spirit. Freedom is yours. So this is important to remember, that in this journey of ascension, we are all shifting from an understanding of what we think of as free will, and understanding that it actually is only fear will. Very few people can make a choice to make an independent action that has not gotten some basis in fear. And this is why the ascension journey is important. So here, this is power. This is empowerment. And this is empowerment to help you discover what freedom is. And freedom and exercising your free will may not necessarily be connected. So that's beautiful. And then we have out, seahorse, watch and wait, which I think resonates for the divine masculine with this energy here of allowing things to come in and settle and integrate, and just being patient and allowing this to take place without pushing yourself really hard right now. Just even for divine masculine, divine feminine, this is about just kind of being in pause mode and opening up to receive. And then we have, we have starfish spirit, open to infinite possibility. And this is beautiful. This is a validation for you, divine feminine, that you are in a beautiful space of transformation and regeneration. And you need to be the star of your own beautiful, calm, quiet, internal show right now. There goes the traffic helicopter. And then last we have out electric eel spirit, bring your ideas to life. So I think that this is a kind of an indication of the divine masculine electric energy coming into balance and bringing that beautiful balance into the sacred union, so that what you co-create in your daily life with your choices, what are you going to do, who are you going to be, how are you going to do it, where are you going to do it, who are you going to do it with, this energy is here to help you support the literal electromagnetic charge that you need to move forward and co-create, be the steward of your experience. Choose your experience. Choose it, and working with others, bring it into a reality reflection that you can see is a reflection of the inner work that you've been doing now for a long time for many of us. Okay, so we have that out here. And then I did draw a couple of my guidance cards with my angel bees. And let's look at these. Yeah, here we have these. These came out in these order. First we had Mother Bloodline. So in the next week, the next couple of days, the new moon, set an intention to make sure that you are absolutely listening in and getting inner guidance about all you need to know about your mother's bloodline. Now, for those of you who are new on the journey, this could be you starting to do the exploration and the healing with your ancestral bloodlines on your mother's side. As you're coming into union and you're waking up that you're in this dynamic, this begins to be a very important part of the beginning, let's say, level 1 energy work. Okay? And it's important. And here we have out next, we have father bloodline. So for those of you who are just getting started, I don't know what to tell you. You may be going through father and bloodline information at the same time. So, you know, put your safety harness on, because that's going to be incredibly intense. And then we have out this card here, more guidance, and it is DNA lights up. So yeah, as you're doing your mother work, your mother bloodline work, and your father bloodline work, you're going to have more DNA activations opening you up into a relationship with who you are within your soul matrix at all your levels of expression and ability. And this means anything that you're interested in, and it does not have to do with becoming a healer. There are so many other jobs in this world and important jobs. And when your DNA lights up and you're feeling yourself being healed, that's to open you up onto your true path of life purpose. Don't get caught up in thinking you have to be a light worker. Light workers, you're meant to live your life purpose. The light work and the love work is to help you live that purpose, not to be an eternal light worker. There's so much more that we have to do here. Okay. And then the last guidance card from my group of cards, the Angel Bees, is this one. And this one is shadow work. So yes, if you're going into doing the beginning of your mother bloodline and your father bloodline work, this is going to involve shadow work, because there will be generations of unconscious distortions in both your mother bloodline and your father bloodline. And when you do the shadow work, you become aware of all that is there, including what the shadow work covers up, which is the beautiful gifts that ancestry, that your mother bloodline and your father line are also designed to offer you, to bring forward in this expression of you being you. A beautiful work of your ancestry coming together. So, okay, so that's it for the general reading. Thank you for being here. And I'll see you on the other side if you're continuing on to find out more about the interpersonal dynamics if you're in a romantic situation.